All right, so I want to keep you guys abreast of kind of my research and what it is to expect from my new book. And, you got to, now I'm making this connection, okay? So the principles of duality is the yin and yang. Yin is female, reproduction. Reproduction comes from death, from anomalies, from mutations. And that is the female, that is the cold, chilly death trajectory, okay? And that's where reproduction comes from. And then now I see the yang, which is the male. I'm like, why is yang male? And then I look at the prostaglandins. The prostaglandins are what is being inhibited by the prostaglandin inhibitors in the painkillers, in all the different detoxes, holistic remedies, and all of that. And prostaglandins come from males. And prostaglandins are life. Males are life, but they are being overshadowed by females who are basically like this yin, which is basically death and reproduction. And so you wonder why the rise of the female, the rise of death, the rise of the female, rise of reproduction. And now you're seeing why our society is the way it is. I had to figure out the whole thing with duality and the yin and yang, because when you actually look at the definition of yin and yang, the principles of duality, yin and yang, yin, the female, chilly, dark, negative energy, death. Yang, male, life, illustrative, warm, inviting. Prostaglandins. The prostaglandins is which is the main healing hormone that is being inhibited by biotech. And they don't tell you too much about prostaglandins. Okay? Because that is the hidden knowledge that you don't know, that is what would cause your life to accelerate and then elongate. That sounds kind of weird. Your life could be indefinite if you understood how prostaglandins worked with your body, mind, and spirit. And so that's why the yin and yang has a male and female attached to it, because male and female in our society has a specific purpose. And then that gets reinforced by Hollywood. Why do you think Hollywood likes to reproduce a lot? And they tell you guys, oh yeah, it's reproduction, It's like these millennials, you gotta reproduce, and that expresses the death trajectory is reproduction. And then what gets inhibited, what gets suppressed is the healing. It's the life evolution, which is the prostaglandins, and that's part of the male. And that's why male in the yin and yang, the yang is the male, warm, inviting, life, illustrative, and so males really are the ones that are being suppressed. The males are being worked. They're out there trying to support the wives and the children. Our whole society has been pre-planned, and it's for a reason. And understanding the false dichotomies, the factual dichotomies, the dualities, the principles of duality, good and evil, and all that stuff. It's all about balance, of course. But I finally found that connection with the yin and yang and the prostaglandins and the prostaglandin inhibitors, which is the female, the death and reproduction. And so every single book that I've written is the process of me uncovering, peeling back the layers of programming and getting to the root of it all. And I just discovered that connection between the yang and the prostaglandins, and then the principles of duality and the false dichotomies offered to us through politics, religion, and science. And so this is you are now seeing how your world has been synthetically created. And so you have a planned, lifespan and a planned destruction. And that's through the antibodies, that's through biotech, through Rockefeller medicine, through the holistic remedies, through cannabis, through detoxes, through all taking out your organs. You're getting your organs removed, getting your different parts of your body removed because you can't seem to evolve and adapt to this new environment. It's not organic. It's intentional. Oh, but wait, hold on a second. It was in your genetics. Well, yeah, when someone messes with your genetics from centuries ago, yeah, you keep reproducing. Of course it's in your genetics. But you have the potential to reverse that. You have the potential to fix your genetics. But they don't tell you how. And if they do tell you how, it's offered through like an allegory that you have no access to because, oh, it's a Bible story. It's an allegory. It doesn't happen in our lifetime. It doesn't happen in our universe. It happens like, in fucking Pleiades or something. It happened somewhere way out in the middle of outer space. Doesn't happen here on Earth. This is freaking insane. This is pretty amazing. You guys are witnessing now a real unraveling, and an unraveling of all of the lies. And now it's time to get to the facts. Not even the truth, the facts. Not everybody can handle the facts of our life. But because you're so jaded by the truths that you've been listening to. Okay? So realize the principles of duality. There's factual dualities and there's false dichotomies. The factual dualities is the laws between life and death. And then the yang right there tells you, right there, that symbol. This symbol is the key to it all. This is Asian. This is from like Korea or China. I don't even know which Asian symbol this is. I think it's Korean, but I'm not sure. I could probably Google it. But this tells you that we're living in the dark reality with a little bit of life. That's our life right here. But you're surrounded by death. What we're aiming for is the jelly juice world, where you have a little bit of antibodies that are being balanced out by a lot of life. Okay? It's all about balance. Everything has to exist, but it has to be balanced correctly. Right now, you live in a false dichotomy where you think your life is life, but really it's an actual very slow death. That's the dark below world. That's the as above, so below. And the below is becoming as above, where people don't know the difference. At some point, there's going to be a very distinct difference, and you won't know the below world, or if you do know it, it's not going to be mainstreamed. All right, bye. Oh my God. This is